And this is the second part of our introduction to food and beverage service, and we continue with a gastrodome. A gastrodome is a modern style restaurant coupled with similar approaches to contemporary or classical cuisine and service. It is often a busy, bustling, and multi leveled dining area. So, if you will notice, it is more of a hotel like food and beverage establishment. And that is a gastrodome. And then a coffee shop is similar to a brasserie style operation, and it is often themed. But of course, the specialty of this establishment is coffee. They have specialty coffee, but they don't just serve coffee because they serve meals from breakfast through supper or dinner. A first class restaurant, on the other hand, is a more formal, and it is synonymous to what we call a fine dining restaurant because everything from the food, the ingredients that they use is high in quality, and even the utensils, even the glasswares, even the decor, the ambiance is really high in quality. And most especially the level of service provided by the food and beverage staff in a fine dining restaurant is really incomparable to any type of restaurant. And a first class restaurant or fine dining restaurant is often associated with what we call haute cuisine or high cuisine. Haute is French for high. An ethnic restaurant offers a specific type of cuisine. It can either be Indian, Oriental, Asian, Spanish, Greek, or Italian. And the purpose for that is because they want to reflect ethnic origin. So this is found in different countries, okay, and in different hotels as well. In cruise lines, they have several ethnic restaurants offering different types of cuisine. And then now this is a new type of restaurant. Probably it's not more than 20 years old. It is brought about by our changes or the preferences of people, and uh, this is brought about by the need for new experiences when dining, which is why nowadays we have several restaurants with different themes, and often it is international in orientation. Example, an Icelandic hot rock with food prepared and cooked at the table. And sometimes it can be a jungle rainforest restaurant. And as you can see here, this is a toilet restaurant and it is popular in Taiwan, wherein the seats are made of toilet bowl or an actual toilet bowl, but it's not a used toilet bowl because it's unsanitary. And I think this is a sink used as a table. And I will be showing you a few more themed restaurant. This is a baseball themed restaurant in Japan wherein the staff are all wearing baseball clothes because baseball is very popular in Japan. And then this one is in Bucharest, Hungary, which is a restaurant wherein they have Count Dracula as one of the staff. And then this is an egg-shaped dining booth which resembles the A380 model of an airplane. So this is like an airline themed restaurant. And then this is a flying restaurant in Brussels, Belgium, and wherein diners are suspended on air, and you have the chef in the middle preparing the food for you. So this is a very adventurous type of dining because you really have to overcome your fear of heights for you to be able to enjoy this type of dining. And they started it in Europe. Next, you have a Beatles themed restaurant in England, wherein you have memorabilia of the famous band Beatles. And then this one is a Heart Attack Grill in Arizona. It is a hospital themed restaurant wherein most of the decor is found in a hospital. Another hospital themed restaurant in Taiwan. So this probably is the beverage, and they make use of a tube going inside the mouth of the guest being served by a lady food attendant. And then this is opaque. This is dining in darkness served by blind waiters. So imagine the variety of the different themed restaurants that we have all over the world. And you might probably have seen a restaurant that is unique, meaning it is something that you haven't seen before in your own area. So the theme is really limitless. You can create your own theme, you can create your own service. So you can now see that the rules of uh, managing a restaurant, the rules of conceptualizing a restaurant, it's not just limited to the traditional type. Because, as I have mentioned, customers now are looking for different and unique experiences when it comes to dining. And this is a restaurant in Germany made from scrap materials. So this is very similar to what we have in the Philippines, specifically in the slums of Tondo, probably. But in Germany, this is considered an attraction because probably it is not a usual thing that you can see in Germany. So for them, this is sort of unusual. Then in Maldives, we have an underwater themed restaurant wherein you have your enclosed space with a glass, you have your fish and several sea creatures, and then you have the dining area where customers can eat and marvel at the different sea creatures that they can see from this aquarium themed restaurant. And this is another aquarium themed restaurant. So it's probably really something that you want to experience even just for once because really it is something that is unique, and I haven't found anything like this in the Philippines. And some more underwater themed restaurants. So most of these underwater themed restaurants are found in Maldives, which is an island nation composed of a lot of famous and luxurious resorts. And we have in Boracay a restaurant themed or a toilet themed restaurant that is called Boracay Toilet, wherein they found the inspiration from the famous toilet restaurant in Taiwan. So this is how the restaurant look like. So the sitting is also made of toilet bowl, and you have your table, and then they made use of plumbing for support, and then this is where they serve the dishes in a miniature toilet bowl. Imagine that. So here are the other dishes, again served in a miniature toilet bowl. So if you are somewhat picky on the utensils or the food vessels that they use, because you might be thinking of this food as something that is found in your house's toilet bowl, then you probably might not want to try this. So for you to be able to try this, you must like erase that notion of associating unsanitary things with these type of restaurant. And so far, I think because people are looking for different kinds of experiences, a lot of tourists visiting Boracay tried this Boracay toilet or the toilet themed restaurant in Boracay. Next, we proceed with international destination restaurants. An international destination restaurant is usually a Michelin starred fine dining restaurant, which is, when it comes to the type of service, it is also considered really high. A Michelin rating is uh, something that is really important to restaurant owners, because if you will be given a Michelin star, okay, by the way, you can have from 1 to 3 Michelin stars. If a restaurant is given a Michelin star, that is considered a recognition on their part. But it doesn't mean that if you are a Michelin starred restaurant, your food is expensive, because there are Michelin starred restaurants in Hong Kong which is just found on sidewalks, and they are just offering dim sum or a simple comfort food. So it doesn't mean that if you are a Michelin starred restaurant, okay, you pronounce it as Michelin, it doesn't mean that it needs to be expensive. But of course, a 3-star Michelin restaurant, usually these are the expensive ones. So if you are familiar with Mario Batali, and if you are familiar with Wolfgang Puck and all the other celebrity chefs, these celebrity chefs, they have Michelin starred restaurants all over the world. And then we have health food and vegetarian restaurants. So these establishments specialize in the provision of food and beverage that follows a specific lifestyle or dietary requirement. So this is usually a restaurant wherein the offerings are mostly on a healthier side. So you probably will not see a steak on the menu. Most probably you will be seeing healthier options such as fish, vegetables, and fruits. Okay, so but of course there is also a market for these types of restaurant. A cafeteria, as I've mentioned, so I think it hasn't changed drastically. Popular catering and fast food outlets as we know them today, these are McDonald's, Jollibee, Kentucky Fried Chicken. A pub or a public house is a licensed environment offering alcoholic beverages. It may be a bar, a standing room, and they also offer a variety of foods. A wine bar specializes in serving wines. Okay, so now let's go to the meal experience. So the meal experience is a collection of sensory association to food. Okay, when you go out and dine in a restaurant, you just don't eat the food and then say you're full and then you are satisfied. A meal experience may be composed of several factors, from the ambiance, the greeting of the staff, the atmosphere, the music, and the decor. So all of these can be a factor that dictates whether your meal experience will be memorable or not.